Welcome to the Enjoy Life podcast. This podcast is about choosing your mindset, goals, and actions so that you can guide your life to go in the direction that you want it to go. I believe that we all make choices in our lives, and those choices are what's going to shape our lives. And you have the power to choose to take steps to make your life more how you want it to be. Now, it is a little bit of work, but the work's worth it because it's your life and you get to reap the benefits of it. In this podcast, I'm going to share with you actionable information, things that I've learned just through my own experience, life, a little bit of formal education, and some experience working with people to make changes in their lives. Everything I do share with you there are things that I try to do in my own life because it wouldn't be right for me to share with you things for you to do that I'm not willing to do myself, or at least try to do. If you're willing to take steps so that your life can be more how you want it to be and enjoy it too, then you're in the right place. I'm glad that you're here, and let's get started. Hello there. Welcome to the Enjoy Life podcast. I'm your host, Nick Mazey. Today's episode, we're talking about wanting things to be different. Before we dive into today's episode, just a quick reminder, you can always go to nickmazey.com. There you'll find the blog post or show notes for each episode. You can listen to the podcast there. I have some recommended reading and some other resources that I'm trying to put together for you to help you to pursue the life that you want, and enjoy it. Right. On to today's episode. So, do you want your life to be different? I say there's nothing wrong with wanting the things to be different. There's nothing wrong with different. Because wanting something to be different, just could mean that you just want you or your life to be better. And I love better. Better is great. So this whole podcast is about making things better so they're more how you want it to be. In fact, having any goal, in my mind, just means that you want things to be different. I think that's right. Now, having a goal, it's more than just a wish. Wishing things to be different or better, that's not really having a goal. Of course, there's some major differences between, just a want or a wish, and having a goal. So for just a moment, think about how you would like things to be different. How do you feel about that? Are you inspired and hopeful for how you want things to be different? Or is it a little bit defeating, like you're missing out and something's missing? So clearly the first feelings, about things being inspired and hopeful, those are things that I associate more with having a goal. And the second, the being defeated, missing out, that not so much. If you like to move toward the positive side, which, this podcast is all about, taking the steps to go toward the positive, the things that we want, being hopeful, making it happen, then this part's for you. If you want to stay or go toward the negative side, this episode and this podcast aren't for you. But let's explore, how to bring things and those thoughts and wishes, to the positive side of being more like a goal, and helping you to create that future that you want. Wouldn't it be awesome if your wishes and desires became a reality? Well, of course that would be awesome. It does require work, so that's where you got to bring it away from a wish and turn it into a goal. And before we go any further, though, I want to remind you of one thing. You can change it from a want. You can make it a goal and move toward the positive side. If you're not in the positive side right now, if you're staying at the wish and the want side, you can turn it into a goal and you can take steps toward it. And this is such an important thing, is to believe that you have the power to shape your life. Now, it's not a magic, instantaneous thing. It takes hard work. You can ask anybody that's really successful in their craft, that it takes hard work. And a lot of times it's just doing the things that the other people aren't going to do that end up giving you the results the other people aren't going to get. But you have the power to choose your actions. And that's what the whole podcast is about, is that you have the power to choose. You just got to make it happen. All right. So you want things to be different. So let's bring it onto the positive, and so we can figure out a way to make it happen. Well, there are three things that I want to highlight. I like the number 3. So I try to give you 3 things often. But the 3 things that I want to highlight. The first one, is how you view it. So how you view it is key. what you're telling yourself about how you want things to be different. It's just when you notice that, I want things to be different, or you're seeing something and you're like, I'd like to have that in my life, or I'd like to achieve that or experience that, acknowledge that fact, and notice how you're seeing it. Because this will make a difference. If it's staying on the wish side, then, it's just, like I said, it's going to be a little bit defeating, like you're missing out, or why don't I have that in my life? What I want you to do is I want you to notice that and then determine, hey, I'm going to turn that into a goal. I'm going to make that a goal in my life. Now, only make it a goal, if this next thing, this next key part is important enough. So it's how you choose to view it. And then the next one is your reasons why you want it. Why do you want that? When you want things to be different, why? Because there's a saying that I love, and that's, with a big enough why, you can overcome any how. And it's so true. If you ever see anybody that's achieved what we would call the impossible, well, clearly it's not impossible because they did it, but somebody that achieved something great or overcome a huge barrier or challenge or just a struggle in their life, and they were able to overcome it, get past it, and do something great. Well, they had a big enough why. So explore your reasons why you want whatever it is to be different, whatever you want to be better. Explore those reasons why. And see if those reasons are big, if they're really important to you, or if it's just that you saw something and you thought that it would be nice. See, having that concrete reason why is huge. Because when you have a really big why, that can help drive you to keep going forward. It can help the next steps that we're going to talk about. It can help you to do all of them. It can help you to stay on track. It can help you to get back on track and focused when you get distracted. That reason why is so important. At the same time, the other side is true. If the reason why isn't so important, if it isn't, a big thing for you in your life and it's, this rock solid thing that you really want, that's huge and important and it relates to your values and who you are as a person, if that reason why isn't that important, then it might not need to be a goal. Maybe it's okay to stay as just something nice that would be to happen if it did. You don't have to set a goal for every single want, wish, and desire. And that's why this reason why is important. What's your reason why you want things to be different? If it resonates with you at the deep core of your being, why you want things to be different, then yes, do everything you can to achieve it, set it as a goal, and take the steps to make it happen. And because also there are a lot of distractions these days. Think about it. There's so many things that are fighting for your attention. The entire marketing industry is built on taking and shifting your attention to what they want. They want to help create these wants and desires in you, so you feel like your life's missing out if you don't have that new product or service that they offer. And that's what they're designed to do. And so that's where going back to your reasons why is so important. If the reason why you want something is because some marketing got your attention, then it might not be worth doing all that you can do or swiping the credit card, to get it. At the other hand, when you have that rock solid reason why and it, on what your goals are and what you're trying to do, you're going to be less swayed by the marketing tactics. Now, I say less because the marketing tactics do work. No one's immune. Even if I notice what they're doing and how it's grabbing my attention, I still want things sometimes, obviously, because, those tactics work. They're built on psychology research that is true. At the same time, if you remind yourself of your real reasons why, it can help you to stay on track and focus on what's really important to you. And this is something that I really try to do, and I struggle with sometimes because I'm human. But I have to remind myself of my reasons why I'm doing things, and that helps keep me on track, a little less distracted, and going in the direction that I want my life to go. And that same can help for you too. Now, before we jump into this next section, the last main part about shifting from wanting things to be different into actually making them different, I want to do a quick little suggestion. If you want to do your best and be your best, there's a few books that I have on my website, nickmacy.com/books. You go there, and it's just my recommended reading. There are some amazing authors out there that have put together some great information that will do far more for you than this next little section of this podcast episode. It's about, doing your best, being your best, setting goals, really exploring those reasons why that change is important, making it happen, how to stay on track, how to take action. And there's just some great material out there. If you go to nickmazy.com/books, you can find some of the ones that I've read that I really like. And do check out that list. I do try to add to it as I read more books. In fact, I have a few on my list that I need to add to it that have been really helpful. Or you can on that website too, that webpage, nickmazy.com/books. There's also a link for a free Audible trial. If you'd rather listen to audiobooks, you can do that there too. All right, on to this last section. The last section is what you choose to do. So when you're ready to take things away from a want and just a wish and turn it into a goal and make it happen, then it's what you choose to do. Those actions, what you actually do is what's going to make it happen. So you're ready to move things from a wish to an actual goal and make the improvement? Excellent. I think you're in the right place. So what is the goal? What is the goal? What do you want? There's a great framework for setting a goal. It's called a SMART goal. And it's just different characteristics, little check boxes that you can check to make sure that your goal is as effective as it can be and that it can help keep you on the right track. So SMART, it's just an acronym for specific, getting really specific on what you want that goal to be. It's not to lose weight. It's to lose 5 pounds, and so that leads right into the measurable, that's the M. So it's specific, measurable, attach a number to it, and that a lot of times that can make it measurable. Actionable, have this goal associated with some sort of action that you're trying to do. Relevant, relevant for where you are in your life right now. That's what is going to resonate with you. It's appropriate for where you're at. I talk with my wife a lot of times about the season of life that we're in. Not every goal is appropriate for the season of life that we're in because we just can't achieve it because of the other things we have going on, and our other priorities and the things that are really important in our life. Family is really important in our life. So setting some goals that would negate that and go against that really are not relevant for where we're at right now. And the last one is the T, time bound. Set that time. When do you want to have this achieve this goal by? Putting a time on it. It's that deadline. That can help push you. I set goals with deadlines and I try to stick to that deadline. I get more stuff done. I take those actions going toward that goal because there's a deadline attached to it. So set that SMART goal: specific, measurable, action oriented, relevant, and time bound. All right, now what you want to do? You got that SMART goal. You know what it is. Now remind yourself of your why. So this is something you're going to want to do throughout the whole time period of making your goal happen. Is that rock solid why that you determine that it's worth setting this goal for to change your life, to make the improvement, to do whatever it is you want to do? Have that why ready, on demand whenever you need it. So remind yourself of that reason why. And then next, we're going to make a plan. You're going to plan what you got to do to make that goal happen. And just add the details that you need to have happen. And a little bit of the details will make it easier. It'll help you to stay on track. It'll help you to see it. And when you see, hey, this is possible, all I have to do is these steps and I can make it happen. And you'll know what you need to do. You'll know what you need to do. You'll know what you need to learn. You'll know the areas that you need to improve in, because that's what comes out in the plan. You'll also find out a little bit of who can help. In that plan, you might talk about partnering with somebody, asking somebody for certain help or advice and guidance. And that's huge. You'll know the details because you wrote them out. And in those details, you're going to write out the steps. In those steps, you're going to want to focus on action. What specifically do you have to do in order to make this happen? Now, while you're doing it, once you got this plan together and it's time to start, it's time to take action and do it, I have a big suggestion for you. Really big, really important. Having the whole plan sometimes can be a great thing because you see that it's possible and you know what you need to do. But while you're taking steps, while you're making it happen, just focus on the next step. Focus on what you have to do right then. If you focus too much on the entire plan the whole time that you're trying to achieve it, sometimes that can be a little bit defeating. But focusing on just that next step, just that small step that you're taking so that you can achieve your goal is huge. It's what you will do right now that's going to get you to your goal. If you're trying to lose weight, you don't focus on 10 weeks down the road what you got to do or all the changes and all the stuff you have to do. No, all you got to do is focus on what you have to do that day. If you do what you have to do today, then tomorrow you're better off, and then tomorrow you just do what you have to do tomorrow. But don't focus on tomorrow, today. Focus on what you have to do right now, this next step, today, because that's what's going to set you up. You've already got the plan laid out. Later on, if you have to adjust that plan, that's fine. But just keep doing what you have to do today, and you're going to keep making progress toward having things that being different the way you want them to be different. Achieving that goal, that want, that the desire that you've decided to shift into something that's important in your life. All you have to do is take the steps today. Take action. Just do it. And you can keep making progress to guide your life to go how you want it to go. Sound good? Well, I think it sounds amazing because this is your life. Do the things you can do to make it what you want it to be. All right. Now, I do have a little bit of a checklist, a resource out there. And you can just print it out, fill it out, and help you to keep on track with the things that you want to do in your life so that you can take action. It's not a whole detailed plan of your entire goal. It's just simply a way to keep track of that next step, make it a little bit easier so that you can move in the direction you want to move, make some progress. You can go to nickmazy.com/MAET. It's just the Make Action Easier technique. It's nickmazy.com/MAET. You can get it, download it, print it out, and just keep taking steps towards your goal. If you enjoy this podcast at all, find any value in it, well, I assume you do because you're at the end of the episode. Please rate and review this podcast on whatever platform you're listening to it on. It'd be a huge help. That way other people can find it, as well as subscribe so that you don't miss any episodes either. All right. Thank you for listening. Take care, and I can't wait to talk to you again next week.